Hey everybody, this is Captain Kyle. I'm with Ryan Magnon of Panda Mony Toys, representing the Alternation Toys, which are very cool, I have to say. How you doing today, Ryan?
Doing all right. Thanks for having me, Captain.
You were kind enough to send me a batch of the Wave 1 Alternation Toys, and I have to say those things are awesome. I just reviewed them last night. The review should be going up the same time as this interview, and there's some pretty cool toys, though I could not get Daart to flip properly to save my life. I don't know if it's the age thing. I don't know, but these are really cool toys. Now, we did an interview way back in C2E2, and you talked about, the storyline, but can you remind our viewers of the basics of Alternation, this pretty cool toy line that they're seeing right now showing up on the screen?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. The story Alternation is it's set in the future, and the military, trying to make better soldiers, has combined animal DNA with human DNA. And the only thing is that these soldiers don't realize that they are experiments. They think they were just made, or they were born this way. And so the story kind of unfolds where they're starting to learn about their origins. They're starting to figure out something's not right, and it really gets into sort of an X-Files for kids. There's a lot of conspiracy and paranormal sorts of things that they're uncovering as well along the way.
Very cool. And there is a comic book that is in conjunction with this. There's also animated webisodes that are on YouTube that are very well done, I have to say. I mean, you didn't get me to do one of the voices, but you can correct that later on. But yeah,
we'll go to series. We were waiting for you for when we got picked up for a full series. We didn't want to waste your time with webisodes.
I appreciate that. That's good. Yeah, the storyline's very interesting, and I went through these toys, and they're very tactile. There's different like some of the tails are very rubbery. There's spiny things. Some of them, the prehensile tail feels a little bit different. Everything, it has a lot of different textures. It's very tactile. Was that like on purpose, or just did you want to make it so that it's like a cornucopia of touch sensations for the senses? Is that was the plan?
It sort of evolved into that. Yeah, we knew that was sort of possible with product design, and it just sort of worked, and yeah, it ended up going that way. I wish we could have done more of that. Yeah, like Daart's back skin is kind of used. You'll see there's a part where it's a little squishy, but we really wanted that to be almost like the same material as the tails you mentioned, the rubbery tails. But yeah, I think all in all, we did all that because it was very animal inspired, and it just really worked that way. And it's fun for kids too,
Yeah, I mean, these are toys that definitely kids will enjoy and can play with and do all that. But I think also adult collectors might get them and find them an interesting addition. Maybe Alternation versus Beast Wars if you want to play with them. Not that I play with my toys, but there's a lot for all types of collectors, and they are just very well sculpted. They look very good. They have some interesting gimmicks. My only complaint, and I see you're trying to fix that with your current Kickstarter, is there's one villain. There's one bad guy, and he's a pretty badass dude, and he's got electronics that are sure to drive parents nuts with that sound. But he's a very cool villain, but he's alone. And I see that the next two characters that you want to release on your Kickstarter are also villains, so they're going to back him up. So that's good because, one villain, no matter how badass, when he's facing five heroes with these amazing abilities, he's kind of outmatched. So he needs some backup.
That's a fair point. Yeah, we technically have the character Sham is kind of a double agent, so we were hoping that kids would kind of have him go back and forth with being a villain, but all in all, yeah, you're right. We would like to bring out more villains, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, a hero is only as good as their villain. Without
That's true.
Skeletor, what would He-Man be? Without Megatron, what would Optimus Prime be?
And that's kind of you touched on a good point there. The two villains that are coming out are Bomber and Alpha. Alpha is he's the big bad of the whole story. He's got all of the predators of the animal kingdom combined into one. He's vampire bat. He's killer whale. He's octopus. Yeah, he's coral snake. Everything. All of the nightmares you have in one. And with that, he's also sort of like you mentioned, 5 against 1. He's got all of the hero's abilities as well. So he's got the bioluminescence. He can change color, all sorts of things. And then his henchman is Bomber, and we kind of had a relationship there with Alpha's our Dracula character and Bomber's sort of Renfield.
Would you like this cockroach master? Or can I have it? Can I please?
And they're both the audience is trying to figure out what does Alpha have on Bomber? What is Alpha promised Bomber that's drawing him away from his old teammates into this new sort of I don't know, cult-like behavior. So
well, that sounds very cool. So I know when we spoke back in the beginning of 2020, one of the last cons before everything shut down, we talked about these characters coming out. So the pandemic kind of derailed the marketing. What happened so that we're doing a Kickstarter now? And how can we help you get these characters out?
You can probably imagine that when you make toys or any physical product, you have to kind of plan it out, a good maybe half a year in advance, a minimum. It takes time for all of the production to get rolling and get it shipped and everything. So we made enough to cover us through, we had planned to do a whole 2020, not just conventions, but also live events with, showing up at Little League events and stuff with the alternation van and just kind of getting the word out that way. And so since we didn't have the conventions and live events and retailers were closed, we had all this inventory we were just sitting on. And, you still have to pay storage fees whether you're selling toys or not. So that was a problem. And we did promise those 2 new villains. So we thought, well, we could bring this straight to the fans by doing a Kickstarter. That's what the great thing about crowdfunding is if the fans want it, they can show their support and make a pledge and help make it happen.
Absolutely. So I see that you have some backers, you have the Kickstarter. You can just pledge and get the action figures. So you're basically kind of pre-ordering the action figures ahead of time. So it's not necessarily like you're just backing. You're just basically saying, hey, I want these figures, so I'm going to pay for them ahead of time. And that's going to make it happen. So it looks like you can do some combos. And there's also a stretch goal. There's another character. Mm-hmm. I see Beakman. Or is it Beakman?
Beakman, yeah. He's a monkey and parrot. So what we want to do with the stretch goals is we have these little figurine characters that attach to the main action figures. So Beakman, he attaches right onto El Rey, who is the leader of the heroes. He attaches onto his arm, and since El Rey's sort of the nautical character, he's a fish character, we went with this parrot monkey as a sort of nod to the pirate pets, famous pirate pets.
Arrgh, I see what you're doing there, laddie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have more. If people unlock that first one, we have plenty more of those sorts of characters. Yeah.
Very cool. And yeah, I think that there's a lot of play value with these toys. Again, we have a full review up on Toy Spotlight, going through all the characters. I'm making noise with them. I'm trying to make Daart flip and failing miserably. You can laugh at me on there, but I think these are some great toys. And definitely go to the Kickstarter. It's under Mony Toys. There's a link in the description. Check out their Kickstarter. You want to do it. You can also go and find out more information on Fandom Spotlite, where there's also links to this. But these are very cool figures, and I have been collecting toys all my life. I have never really stopped, except for, very brief couple years. And then it's like, no, I'm not grown up. I'm going to just collect figures. And these are well put together. They're well constructed. And like I said, it's very tactile. It's when you touch these figures, you scared my girlfriend with the little sticky thing on the tongue there for Sham, because it's like, she was like, what's going on? It's like, yeah, there's extra sticky stuff too that comes with it. So that was kind of cool.
That was what we were going for. We kind of thought someday Captain Kyle's girlfriend is going to find this, and we got. Wow,
you guys, you plan ahead so meticulously. Yeah, it's incredible.
It was like 3 years ago too.
Yeah, you were like, we haven't even met him yet, but this guy, Captain Kyle, I know we're going to meet him. He's going to have a girlfriend, and she's going to get freaked out when she touches Sham's tongue and just is like, oh my God, what's going on here? Where can people find out more information about the toy line? And of course, the Kickstarter, we will have links below, but where can they find out more about you and follow you and find out what's happening?
Yeah, our main website is alternation.toys instead of .com. It's .toys. And then, all of our social media is at Panda Mony Toys. And we really hope we get folks on board with this Kickstarter. We'd love to do more alternation figures and other brands as well. We got plenty of ideas in mind for other categories of toys, vehicles, construction sets, things like that. All with that same innovation that we put into alternation.
Yeah, definitely some neat stuff. And who knows, maybe one day there'll be a big alternation animated movie, and my voice will be featured prominently.
Yes,
as the guy dying off the cliff or something like that. But
let's make this happen. You have your people, call my people.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm right up there with Disney. Thank you so much, Ryan. Thanks everyone for watching. Definitely check out these toys. Check out the other video. Check out the Kickstarter. These are definitely very cool for all ages. Buy them for your kids, buy them for yourself, buy some for your kids and for yourself so that, you can keep them apart, because, you want your own set. And definitely. Everyone, thanks, Ryan. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time. And as always, have fun and follow your fandom.